What's up, everyone? Good to have you here. Another Sunday, another altcoin stream, even though yesterday we did a few as well. So yesterday, in case you're wondering, we did Solana, DOT and VET besides Bitcoin. But today the voting is back on. So let's see what you are gonna vote for. So good to see you today. And it will be a live stream of about an hour, because I will go to my parents and watch the Dutch game against, I believe, Poland today. So yeah, gonna hang out with the fam, and I don't know if there's going to be an update later tonight because I still then have to travel home, so I'm not sure how late I'm home, but you know, at least we're live now, and the morning update was a high time frame update, because locally not much has changed compared to what I'm looking for, to be honest. So that's why the most recent update of last night, which is 2 updates ago, is the most relevant update with regards to probabilities on the more local time frames. So that should be the video of 13 hours ago, this one here. Well, yeah, you know, any of these really, but that is the most recent update locally. So yeah, it's an early live stream. America is asleep, so they won't be joining unless they're awake in the middle of the night. But yo, Robot, Amardi, how you doing? Regards from Portugal, regards from the Netherlands. They're loving your shows, learning a lot. That's what I like to hear. That's what I do it for. A bit of teaching, showing, analyzing, having fun. Ibrahim, good to have you here as well. Make sure everyone that if you just join in, vote up here. Because the best way to approach the altcoin streams is to run a vote and see what your opinions are. Let's see. Show the results. What do we have at the moment? Only one votes for now. So I would definitely need some more votes. It is multiple choice, so you can select a multiple at the same time, but you can only vote once. So make sure that one vote count. I would recommend to use Ctrl F to find your alt. There's many in the list. If for some reason your altcoin, your stock, your whatever you're looking for is not in the list, then let me know, because then I can add it to the list, and next time it will be in the list as well. Because I am currently keeping a list of all the alts that have been mentioned, so that I don't have to ask all of you to mention as many alts as you can in a couple of minutes, because my hands can't keep up with the usual amount of people watching when I do these streams in the afternoon. America awake. The US is the biggest viewership number on the channel, but yeah, I can't keep up. So now what I did is I just put all the ones that have been mentioned before, I just put them in a list and I add new ones, and then I just put them in straw poll so that you can vote. So Oscar, welcome. Hot and Totten, goedemorgen. Goed dat je erbij bent. Kevin, welcome. Happy weekend. Victor from America. Look at him go. Which side? I mean, it must be night, no? What's up, Popsy? How you doing? Happy Sunday from Australia. Thank you so much for all the dedication. Cheers, Popsy, man. You've been around for a long time already here on the channel, haven't you? Yeah. Cheers, Pap. All the way from Australia. So we got America, Australia, and undoubtedly many more. Portugal, of course. Victor, New York City. Okay, East Coast. What's the time in New York? Must be early morning, no? Oh. 5:41. Okay, New York waking up. Nice. Yeah, early morning. It's nice to have an early morning, isn't it? Do some stuff, do some sports, chilling, reading. You know, the day hasn't really started yet. Many people still asleep, but you're already up and running. Oh, damn. Sorry, I forgot about my webcam. I didn't know that the webcam was off. Morocco in the building. Zach, how you doing? Welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna keep an eye on the alt voting, right? I'm always giving you a couple of minutes to vote, so make sure if you haven't voted yet, just vote here. And then probably in this live stream, I'll just cover as many as I can from top down. So I'll still give you more minutes to vote. Can I see somewhere how many people have voted? 11 participants. Okay, live results. 11 participants, 30 viewers at the moment. Everyone is waking up Sunday morning from the Netherlands as well. Of course, usually my stream time is 2, 3, or 4 p.m. So this is very early. So I can also imagine many viewers do not expect me to be live at this particular time after the morning update earlier. But yeah, in the afternoon, I'm going to check out the Dutch game with my parents. And we got a guest over from America, or at least my dad got a guest over from America as well. ZSG, please first look for the alt in the voting list. I don't do personal requests, so it is a voting. So use Ctrl F, search for your alt, vote in the link that is pinned above. If you cannot find ETH, which is in there, Jasmine, which is also in there, or Uni, I actually don't know, you might want to look, then feel free to mention them in the chat so I can add them. But I don't do please check these or that, because in the end, it's of course many people watching. I mean, actually, this morning it's not so many, but it's a different time than usual. So with regards to, uni is also in there. So make sure to vote. Find your alts. You can have multiple choices, and then vote there. And El Kumar, the Nifty 50 is also in there, mate. I put it in there. Alexis, please like and subscribe. Cheers, man. Usually at the end of my videos in the past, I always said, what is it? What was the probabilities? Thank you. What's the standard text that I have? Oh yeah. I hope that this video was helpful or valuable to you. Please check out the most recent educational video I've made about the best trading indicator you can use, in my opinion, which is the CVD. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Well, see you at the next one. But I now changed the end screen from CVD to the Elliott Wave playlist, because I think that is most useful and educational for people, as I'm an Elliott Wave channel. So I think for most people it's useful to have a direct link in the end screen to the Elliott Wave playlist I've made, where I cover everything people need to know. And the CVD video is still the main video on the homepage. So Tia. Is Tia not in there? Oh, good one. I actually wonder how long this list can be. Okay, there we go. Tia's in there. I'm also going to add it in my personal list. Tia. Okay, there we go. Is Holland playing today? Yeah, at 3 p.m. I believe, against Poland. Nederland. Yeah, today 3 p.m. Central European time, the Netherlands against Poland. Yeah. So, yo, Bettina, if you're here, we're battling you today. I'm not really a football fan, by the way. I just watch football today because my dad likes to watch football, and it's Father's Day. So, yeah, I like to hang out with my dad, and he's gonna watch the game. But honestly, I haven't watched the game yet. I never watch football. I have other interests. We'll be here forever. Cheers, Pab. Appreciate that, man. Ronnie, I started watching other and want to say thanks. The Voice of Pi. How you doing, man? Yeah, cheers. So for the ones that actually are here, make sure to vote, first of all, right? I'll give you a few more minutes to vote. But for the ones that are not here, or are not here, for the ones that haven't seen it yet, I think 10 days ago, uploaded a complete playlist with everything that you need to know about Elliott Waves. It's all covered. And there's a couple of videos I will still add, but the core, all of the patterns, all of the fib retracements, fib extensions, fib time, the targets, the volume, tips, examples, everything is in here. Everything you need to know is in this playlist. It's public, it's open, it's free, it's accessible. But I just will add some small things like risk management video, an 886 video, 618 video. But that is more videos based on my experience with Elliott Waves and trading as well. So a tennis fan, no. Tennis even less. Absolutely not. No. If people know my background, they will know what my favorite sport is, as in real sport. Myro. Myro? Huh. Mm-hmm. Also not hockey. I'll say it. So the sport that I love to watch is Formula One. Yes, Zach, that's correct. So in the past, I used to be a football player myself, but I was playing. I never watched really football because I never found it interesting really watching football on television and the professionals just falling all the time whenever they get like a little kiss on their leg or whatever. Like, man, it's so annoying to me that they constantly try to get a free kick, a penalty, all the whining that's going on. Like in the Netherlands, the people in the audience throwing things on the field and destroying. I can't watch that shit. But I do like Formula One. So sure, you can vote on Nifty 50. But no, it never really was my sport on television. But I like to play it myself. But eventually, because of injuries, I became a snowboard teacher, snowboarder as well. And I did hip hop for a year. I've done, running. I've always done running, really. Obstacle running, swimming. So nowadays, I'm very much involved with running. I love obstacle runs as well. Fitness. Been doing fitness a lot and calisthenics. So nowadays it's mainly running, fitness, calisthenics, and obstacle running. So running, obstacle running, fitness / calisthenics. So that's the vibe now. That's what I'm into now. But when I watch sports, it's Formula One. Okay, so let's start covering some stuff because we have about 45 minutes and we can get through this. So we got a bit of votes here, which is good to see. Good to see. So good morning, Rocky. Eastwood. Make sure to vote. That's why it's there. I don't do personal requests. Everyone, make sure to vote. Use Control F, find your alt, and click on vote. Been away from the marks for a bit now, just lurking for a good entry price. Cheers, Voice of Pi. Yeah, have a plan, have a strat, and execute. Okay, let's start with NEAR. I do need my block here. There we go. Need to write this down. Okay. And the time of the live stream, how long are we live for? 20 minutes. So more than enough. On the mobile, I think the pinned comment should be accessible on all platforms, no? But ETH is, it's in the list on 4 votes. NEAR is on 6, so we'll have to start with NEAR anyway. So let's have a look then. It's interesting. I don't even think I have NEAR here. Okay, that's very interesting. NEAR. So what chart is a good chart? Let's have a quick look. Sorry. So this looks decent. Let's see what Binance has. Binance has a lot more information. Okay, this looks better. So let me add this one. Okay. So quite an awkward chart retracing to the final area of support. In other words, the final structural area of support, which is the previous range. So that is your final area of support. Below that you go to, well, you know, you die pretty much. You go below this low, very likely. So of course, in the case of NEAR, your low is in. Bearish scenarios take the low and forget about NEAR for the near future. No pun intended. So okay, we have a low, we have a high. Yeah, it was in yesterday's video, so I'll just summarize it in 2 minutes and then go on, Kevin. So it will be very quick. That's the good thing. The more often alts come back, right, the quicker it becomes. It's just ta-ta-ta, next. Okay, so yeah, an impulse should consist of 5 waves. If we are bullish, we want to see impulsive structures, either a 5-wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a diagonal, or a double 1, 2. We have a move to the upside here, arguably a finished 5-wave structure. Preferably, this is all part of a 3-wave corrective move. Count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible, but then we have to think about a diagonal, which then finishes a 1. So by all means, if we are bullish, we're going to have a 1 here, we're going to have a 2 here, and we look for price to move up. So actually analyzing anything here is not interesting. So that is why we're going to focus on the right side. So where we are right now. Go to a lower time frame here. The 3-day. I actually think, let me first do this pull. Did we hit the 886? Not this one. I wanna have a quick look, because we can probably finish this very quick. Ooh, that's a big wick. Yeah, that makes it unlikely. And if we do this, we hit the 886. Yeah, so anyway, from an Elliott wave point of view, probabilities are higher to continue to the upside on near. There you go. That's the probabilities. Reason is that the 886 is rare for a wave 2. And locally here, right, clear 3-wave structure down. So what I was testing is this a wave 1, a 2, and then a 3? In that case, I pull an 886 from this high to this low just to check if we touched it or not, but we didn't. But it means that this needs to be a flat. And if this is a flat wave B, then preferably your wave B is not touching the 1.618, or and we found support here multiple times, or moving below the 1.618, as that really lowers probabilities for a wave B in an expanding flat. So in other words, the probabilities are lower that this low is a wave B of an expanding flat ABC in a wave 2 for a 1, 2, 3. So therefore, the probability is higher to still, on the long term, right, look for price to move towards the upside and take out the high, as then we can pull a fib from the high to the low, open the 886, which has been touched. Rare for 2, common for B or X. Any move to the downside has a higher probability of being a C or Y, increasing probabilities to sooner or later take out the high. Okay. So, that then being said, where are we? I wouldn't really like to see price move below 245. So of course your most bullish scenario is a double 1, 2. But this structure here, we can count a 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then we have overlap between 1 and 4, and that's not allowed. So preferably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We also have overlap here. How can we count this as a nice impulse to the upside, guys? Very ugly. 1, 2. Overlap here. There's a lot of overlap, unless this is a wave B of an A, B, C corrective structure. In that case, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, what an ugly start of the move. Yeah, one can't deny that the start of this impulsive move to the upside is really bad for near. It's a nice move so far, but it's a very ugly impulsive count here. Because you're gonna have overlaps. So the only way would then be you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correction, 1, 2, continuation, that's a double 1, 2. If this is your 1, 2, and then your 3 is shorter, but is your 5 shorter? Yes. So in that case, because of all the overlap here in the beginning, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where wave 1 and 4 don't overlap, but you still have a diagonal, which is allowed following the new Elliott wave rules. It's just incredibly uncommon. Would be a double 1, 2, and then the beginning of your 3, but then you start ranging like this. I prefer this range to be either a wave 4 or wave 2, considering the size. We already had overlap here as well, so we can't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So therefore your most bullish scenario would be a 1, 2, 1, 2, and the invalidation is the low at 2, 4, 5. Right? Because we can't count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, overlap. Then we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, clear invalidation down here. Second wave 2 is starting to be quite long, of course. Or we have a finished impulsive structure here, and we look for a deeper retracement, and that's no problem. But finishing an impulse at the high at the moment is very tricky because of the beginning. So unless you go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where this is a wave 4, it's pretty much impossible to end a nice 5 waver at the high here. And that's because of the beginning and all the overlap that we have here. It works much better to count 1, 2, 1, 2 and then look up. But so let me look for some support resistance areas. I already mentioned the probabilities unrelated to the count on the lower time frame. The probabilities are higher to take out the high because of the local price action. So that is also the tip I would give here, is to focus solely on this side of the chart. Avoid counting this for now, because it doesn't give any interesting insights. So we have a monthly order block. We have a monthly there as well, just collecting some support resistance data, which always helps with identifying where we are in the bigger scheme of things. So we had a resistance area here, as you can see clearly, which was a monthly level, and we passed the monthly level and acted which now acted as support. Important support resistance flip here, right? So, trading level to level, arguably here on this chart now is one of the easiest things. Weekly all the way up there. So we also had a weekly here, right? Is now being tested twice for support. But the monthly arguably is more interesting, that I've just shown. And then we have here. Okay, let's just keep this for now. Test the desk, test the, okay. Volume. First the move to the upside, where are we? Interesting that most of the volume is so low. Value area high also here. So we had the important support resistance area, monthly level, value area high, all in this same area around 430. But I'm actually surprised that all the volume is down here. Where is the volume here? Where is the volume? Hello? I mean, many people must have bought here. At least let's hope they press the buy button, not the sell button. Where's the volume? So this is the point of control of this range. So at least that is interesting support. because that is direct, like the range immediately below you. All the volume is down. It's all at the bottom. Okay. So this is an area of interest. There we go. Okay. So we passed the monthly support resistance area as well. Currently retesting it here, but to the downside, we have support at 330, and then we go to 280 pretty much. Locally, as mentioned, from an Elliott wave point of view, so that's just support resistance areas to keep an eye on. Above resistance, 10.98 to 13.7. So I would very much just focus on the local structure. I don't really have interest to count it from the low, as the first move up is very ugly as an impulsive structure to the upside. So locally here, the probabilities are higher to move up because of how deep this retracement to the upside went, right? So if we look for a wave 1 and then a 2 and then a bigger 3 to the downside to much lower price, because then you're pretty much looking for new lows if that is your case, right? 1, 2, and then eventually 3, and you go down. Then you want to have a flat in an A, B, C, but your wave B retraced to the 1.618 taken from the low to the high. And the 1.618 for B is a very rare target, and also we passed it with this big wick as well, which of course is also not what you like to see. So it does lower the probability in a flat. So it lowers the probabilities for a flat, increasing the probabilities for this to be not a wave B, but another structure, and therefore if we take a fib from this high to the low here, price touched the 886, increasing probabilities to still take the high at the later stage, unrelated to the local movement to the downside. And also, if this would be impulsive to the downside, it's a very three-wavy structure to begin with. So yeah, probabilities are higher. This is corrective. Increasing probabilities, everything here is corrective. 886 retracement in that case has some nice validity, increasing probabilities to still look for higher, where then the resistance is very much around 11 to 14. So yeah, that's that on here really. That's not. What's up, FYR, Roberto? How you doing, Lucifer? So yeah, if it's voted in the top 5 of the vote we done earlier, then I will check it, of course. Aladdin, welcome. So also here, Miro, I only do it if it has enough votes. It's a group effort. So okay, the next one here was RNDR. We've actually done RNDR a couple of times now, so this will be very quick. That's the good thing. The more often certain coins are mentioned, the quicker the analysis is. Okay. So on our RNDR. What an annoying name. Anyway, so we are at some support. The blue box, arguably we're actually moving below this blue box, which is not showing a lot of strength. We're still hovering in it, but yeah, we're literally at the lowest point now. We apparently did hit resistance, which is very nice. So we hit the resistance, rejected to the downside, and now here we are at 795. Okay, now from an Elliott wave point of view, weekly bullish scenario, double 1-2 on the chart, 1-2-1-2, right? Looking for a 3, 4, and 5, at least one more push to the upside. For this wide wave for you, invalidation is the 0.618, is sitting at a level of 313. This is your common target area for your 4.78 to 4.1, and the invalidation of pretty much the bull market so far would be 1, 2, 3, and if you're 4 in blue, so if I remove the white count and I move this to 3 and then look for 4 in blue, right, which is your alternative, you don't want to hit 1.52. So that's of course a very deep target compared to where we are right now. And that is why at the moment I'm more interested to observe this wave 4. Now to the downside with regards to support, your most important support is the previous range. It is close to the 0.5, right? It's between the 382 and the 05, which is a common target area for a wave 4. Right, so that is definitely an area of interest in case RNDR is going to move towards the downside. So the probabilities, also based on the local structure, are higher for bullish scenarios compared to bearish scenarios until you get some clear invalidations hit. No, your bearish scenario would be looking for a finished 5 waver, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5 to the upside. Wave 5 is extended, lower probabilities, right? Because a wave 5, extended wave 5 in general is something that is rare. So yeah, bullish till invalidation pretty much. And locally, that's on the weekly time frame. So locally, I don't know how old this was, but range, and eventually we fell. No strength to be... Oh, wait. Arguably, you have a finished impulse here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that may have actually played out, and now we just retrace. Okay, that's bull. What's the second one? Just checking some scenarios. The second wave 2 is longer than the first one. Not too big of a fan here. Ah. Right. I mean, invalidation is pretty clear, no? Yeah, I would prefer this. So price is moving to the downside, but volume is slowing down. So far not increasing volume yet. Common target for your 2 is in blue. Even though on a weekly time frame, so we hit the 236, so that is something. We have hit the 236. We didn't hit the 302 or 05, and there is great support down here, but we definitely need Bitcoin to move down a lot further if we want RNDR to go down that far as well, probably. So on a weekly time frame, the probabilities are higher for the bullish scenario, right? Until you're gonna lose this range, that would be a bit of a probability change, right? You don't really want to lose this range as it is important support. And locally, yeah, it's now in an area of interest for potential too. If this would be a shorter corrective structure and you look for an impulse, but you need signs of strength, which at the moment have not been shown on near, and now we're in the golden pocket area. Of course, alternatively, A, B. Locally, this is a scenario I keep an eye on. Reason for a bullish scenario here is 1, 2. If we want to count as A, B, C, we got to go A, B, C. But preferably your C ended here and not here. Straight line up in C instead of this range, because this range has to be connected to a wave 2. But in a wave C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we didn't really see a wave 2. So therefore, this range is messing up a ABC count here to the upside. You always still have a flat, but then your wave C is very long, lowers the probabilities. So yeah, I'll preferably locally. I keep an eye on what's on my chart now, but I do like to see local strength, meaning price grinding up, changing some market structure, seeing signs on some indicators that you like to use, some volume coming in. Because so far it's just been moving down all the time. We are now in the golden pocket, retraced to the golden pocket. So I'm not too confident yet about a move up, but we are at the golden pocket, which is always important support. Okay, yeah. Point of control, value area low, 734. So, yeah, I mean, it's easy invalidation, honestly. You're at the golden pocket, area of interest, invalidation is low. It's a very easy easy scenario. And if you fail to hold this low, well, we're going to be looking for a retracement down, and the bull market still has higher probabilities. You just get a bit of a deeper retracement. First support, 580, lose that, 5 is minimum, but this is your biggest area of support, which is between 463 and 383. So yeah, on the weekly time frame, probabilities are very clear, looking for price to move to the upside, bullish, right? We're in price discovery mode as well. There's no reason to be bearish. You're in the bull market. It's like all-time highs have been made, and as long as you don't see at least some significant weakness, there's no reason to be bearish. You need to lose this range before you really start to change to more bearish scenarios. And at the moment, you're still at 8 pretty much, 796. So it doesn't make sense to think about a lot of bearish scenarios, looking up until proven otherwise. So yeah. Have a quick look. Yeah, it's moving towards the daily naked point of control, but let's see. At least it's an area of interest, the point of control, for sure. What's up, Christian? Bettina, yo. Are you wearing your Polish outfit today? I'll be seeing you at 3 p.m. Central European time, yo. Nice. Make sure you don't wear your Koens hoodie. Family won't be proud. Like wearing a hoodie from a Dutch guy this afternoon. using Elliott wave for Bitcoin, that would be the 15-minute and higher. I prefer to go as low as the 15. What's up, Christian? How are you doing? Okay, next up we have, oh yeah, DOT. DOT's going to be a quick one because we covered it yesterday as well. So that means it's just going to be a summary here. It would be nice for DOT to take out the low, honestly, because we are now below the point of control, right? Volume in this range, point of control here has been holding for as a bit of support for many weeks, and now we failed. Likely gonna close below the point of control, and it increases, of course, the probabilities to then move to the lower support that we have as well, unless you can flip the point of control back to support. That would be my sign of strength. So in other words, as long as you do not at least flip this point of control and get back inside this range, point of control acting as support again, I'm not bullish, right? Now the blue box here, 483, 536 is important support, and then the value area low is 430. Now with regards to the scenarios, so okay, let me first cover the bullish scenario because it's a bit easier. So for the bullish scenario, you're looking for 1, 2, and eventually 3. The 0.5 to 786 is a common target. The 0.5 is hit, as mentioned. We're below the point of control now, so potentially move to that golden pocket, which is one of the confluences in the blue box that I showed earlier. In that case, your invalidation is this low, right? And you're looking for continuation up in a wave 3. At the moment, bullish scenario has a higher probability until proven otherwise. Now, with regards to the bearish scenario, your first move down here is quite a straight move down. You can count this as an impulse in the 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5, right? Or wave 5 ending here, but at least a 5-wave move. The problem for DOT, if this is a 5-waver, is that it has to retrace to at least a golden pocket for DOT to stay alive. Because if you're looking for an ABC zigzag, then yeah, your minimum target foresees the 0.618, which is rare, but that means DOT has to go to the golden pocket at 20. And it has to move to the 886 and then all the way down again if you want the 1-to-1 to be next to the double bottom at 355. So in other words, you actually want price to move up in a bearish scenario as well. Now the reason I say that time is long in the text box is because if this is your impulsive structure to the upside and this is your retracement, if you're looking for a bigger ABC, it's going to take so long in time, right, for that to play out. So it's currently a structure twice as big as the bullish market to the upside. Alternatively, you still have the potential at least for a zigzag structure and then W, X, and a Y. But because W has a higher probability of being a zigzag structure, your wave Y in a sideways double combo can only be either a triangle or a flat. Now, with this, keeping that in mind, if you have a W here that is finished, and imagine your X is finished, then if you're looking for a flat ABC, you're still looking for price to take the high. And if you look for a triangle, it's quite unlikely you're going to take the low here. So in that bullish scenario or bearish scenario, WXY, taking out the low first before taking out the high still has lower probabilities. So in other words, taking out the high has a higher probability than taking out the low. So in other words, looking for price to move up. And when you then do take the high, we'll see what happens next. Now, with regards to targets to the upside, I think someone asked it. We have a blue box here, 14 to 15.5. That's resistance 1. Then we have a big area between 17.75 and 23.13. And then we have some minor levels here as well, some weeklies, monthlies, weeklies. But let's first see how price moves to the upside. For now, though, locally, it's all about proof of support. Get back above the point of control, retest for support, and yeah, we're looking for price to continue its way to the upside, or area of support here, the blue box, and finally value area low. Preferably, actually, we don't really hit it quite deep, but the value area low is in confluence with the 786 in the bullish scenario, so it's still a target. So yeah, that's a dot for you. You know, that's that on dot. Yo, Rodney, what's up? I had to do it early because I'm not available this afternoon. MATIC. MATIC. We've actually done MATIC quite a few times as well. So that will be another quick one. Where is it? There we go. The Nifty, if there's enough votes, of course. What's up, Rodrigo from Brazil, the football country? How you doing, Rodrigo? It's so terribly hot today that I would boil in my hoodie. Yeah, I can imagine. I have to go in the wash immediately. Oh. Okay, so that is actually quite nice. So we finally took the low. So last time here, when we were analyzing MATIC, this was a lower probability scenario because of your wave one, right? Very ugly as a diagonal, very corrective, ranging price action. Yeah, it's not good. So it's nice that we actually finally took this wick low as well. That's the thing. On quite some alts, you had a big drop to the downside on high volume with quite a long wick low. And then many alts started a sideways range. And it is interesting for most of the alts to actually take that low. Now let's have a look first with the confluences. So this is MATIC. Oh, by the way, that makes me think 54. Oh, it was Solana. This is just a low. This is just a high. So the reason I do this is to look for pockets of support and resistance, which also helps with Elliott wave analysis and knowing what to look for in certain areas. We already have a monthly here, but I'll add the weekly. Okay, that's fine. Okay, volume profile. Let's have a look here. Oh, we're at the value area low. Yeah, if you don't hold this support here, it's not looking that great. Your next area of support is gonna be this single order block. 045, 051. Oh. Yeah, dot has just been done 48 minutes into the live stream, and also yesterday at 1 hour 15. Yesterday was a bit more like elaborate, you know. With regards to, can you short? You can short and long everywhere, of course, Rodney. I'm not a financial advisor. So it's all up to your plan. Okay, so bullish scenario. A 5-wave impulsive structure, looking for a wave 5, where this sideways range is your wave 4. Important support is the previous range, this white box here. Alternatively, you still have this small little order block to take into account as well, with the lowest target of 021. Right. Now, at the moment, the first move down from the all-time high here, right, has a higher probability of being corrective. If it was impulsive, we wanted to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most commonly, a wave 4 is longer in time than a wave 2. If this is your 2, where is your longer wave 4, right? So, therefore, preferably, we are looking at a 3-wave structure. We do have a range here, but 1, 2, 3, 4 also overlap here, so that doesn't work. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. That would be an extended fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extended fifth impulses are rare compared to extended 3, so preferably the highest amount of volume in here is a wave 3, not a wave, or the end of a wave 5. We have a solid impulsive move to the upside as well, so either in a bullish scenario, label it as a 3, in a bearish a 1, and looking for a deeper 2. Now, preferably, price holds the price above 0.20, because if you don't, there's nothing left here to hold support. So you're likely going down a lot deeper. Now, knowing where Bitcoin is in the currently bull market highest probabilities, on a coin like MATIC, then the expectation is as well that even if Bitcoin moves down in the short term and then eventually bounces and look for continuation of the bull market, you know, I don't see MATIC moving all the way down here if Bitcoin continues the bull market. That's ridiculous, right? So this would be the main area of support. 1, 2, 3, 4. One can look for a wave 5 to the upside, and the target for your 4 on the low to the high. So we hit the 0.236, so we are in the target area for a wave 4. The 382 to 05 area is also still common, right? Common is 0.236 to the 0.5. So we still have enough room to play with regards to a target for your wave 4. Invalidation is the 0.618 for a wave 4. All right, so there you go. Put that one in. So in other words, this scenario has a higher probability unless you start to lose 0.20. If you lose 0.20, it's not great for MATIC, if that happens. In that case, we have to look for a much deeper impulse to the downside in a wave 2. And then your common target area is the 05 to the 786. But then your confluence is, I mean, there's just not much here, even around the golden pocket. So, the weekly at 0.03. Can you imagine? You're at 0.60 and you go to 0.03. It sounds ridiculous, right? Sounds ridiculous. And so it is. So the previous range, the previous range here, that is your area of support, which is around the 0.786. So at the moment, the probabilities are higher for the bullish scenario. Also, where Bitcoin is, there's no reason to think probabilities are higher for the bearish scenario unless you see very clear signs of weakness. And that means you need to lose 0.20. And this is your important area of support, which for swing trading is an interesting area to look for longs if proof of support is showing itself. Right? Market structure changes. If you do have MATIC CVD, you can keep an eye on this. Other indicators, volume coming in, and a low time frame impulse up and a retracement in 2 and 3, right? Those type of things are interesting on MATIC, but there's no reason to think at the moment that the bull market here is over and you look for a deeper retracement. It's a very sideways move as well. Let's do a quick. How long have we been ranging? We're at the 4 now. Yeah. If you take 160, probabilities are of course much higher to look for all-time highs, but yeah, at least we took the low. It is something that I do like to see. We finally took it. This move to the downside here, or so far from the high, it does look better as a 3-waver, doesn't it? Highest amount of volume generally in a wave 3, then you want a 4 and a 5 in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Where is that first 4, 5? It's nowhere to be seen. So unless we can have a 1, 2 finish here and then 3, 4, 5, it's low probabilities this is an impulsive structure down, or a double 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, but then we still want wave 2 to end here. If we want to end wave 2 here, it's either a running flat, which is very rare, or you're going to be thinking about a WXY, but in a sideways double combo, if wave W is a zigzag, then wave Y has to be a flat or a triangle. This is clearly not a triangle, it's also not a flat. So, I mean, unless very locally you have some sort of a flat, in that case A, B, and then C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for a WX and then a wave Y, ABC, finish here, ABC, flat, WXY. Didn't hit the minimum target for wave Y though. 0.618 is not touched, so it's not great. So arguably it looks a bit better as a corrective structure, which would be positive for the weekly probabilities as well to move to the upside on the higher time frame. Well, moving towards the daily naked point of control, maybe today, who knows. Okay, now I do have to go because of I have a train to catch because I'm going to go to my parents. Now, just in case you're here, please know that we will very likely do more altcoin streams during the week, but they're going to be labeled with a Bitcoin thumbnail, because I of course do the weekly live streams during the day, or the daily live streams in the middle of the day, usually the afternoon. But in those live streams, we always have Bitcoin, and then we go into chatting and Q&A. And I'm planning to do chatting and Q&A, but at the same time, look at alts. So I'm combining chatting with some alts at the same time. So the thumbnail will for now be then Bitcoin, as that's the main one to look at in the beginning of the live stream. But I likely go to the alts later in those live streams. Now, the chances are that tomorrow I leave to the Seychelles. It's not yet 100% confirmed. If I do, I will take all my gear with me, but and then that means I will be live streaming and making content from the Seychelles, right? So it's not yet 100% confirmed. I hope to hear more today. if I have to go there or not. So of course I'll keep you informed. If I do have to go, I have to leave tomorrow night, so I still have tomorrow morning and probably a live stream early afternoon before I have to go, so I can keep you updated as well. So yeah, I will take all my gear and then I'll make content from the Seychelles. So it's no content problem, right? The content will come, but I will be in an airplane. If that's the case, so then Monday night and Tuesday morning there's no update because I'm flying. So yeah. With regards to Bitcoin, make sure to check out the updates that I provided earlier. The one of this morning was a cycle macro monthly and weekly time frame update. Make sure to check out this one here 14 hours ago, or the one of a day ago here. The two recent ones pretty much the same, but this is what I'm looking for, and this is of course the most recent, more local update. So make sure to check that one out. But it is time for me to go to my parents. It's Father's Day. I'm gonna watch the Dutch game with my dad. So time for me to travel. And everyone, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. And voting as well. So there will be more old stuff coming also throughout the week. Maybe one day I have to organize it in some way, as now during the week I might do a Bitcoin stream with a Bitcoin logo, but also cover alts later on. So I have to think about thumbnails and stuff, but that's stuff for the future. We're always innovating. I'm always listening to you guys and trying to improve. So that being said, thanks for being here. I'm going to catch you at the next one.